Alright, welcome back to Super Sentai Review, episode 426. We're here reviewing the last 3 episodes of King-Ohger. Episode 48 opens up with basically, lots of destruction, it's aftermath, and Gar is basically, Gira just waking up. He's, dragging a sword. He's about to take on the Galactic King. Doga. Dagoya, I think that's his name is. And then we flash back to what happened before this. So at this point, it just basically the Galactic King and the former Prime Minister of the Bug Empire. They're the only two who are left, for bad guys wise. Otherwise, the grunts just base people got previous monsters get revived. So initiates his plan to, a narrow Fury type god type situation where he shows up, how to deal with him, his transcendent plan. That's basically the plan for the next few episodes. And then he just pops in the throne room, like he does. I think he did before, in episode 40, I think it was, last time he did that. So then they start fighting him outside, and then that basically evacuation plan is 0. So basically, Ever gets evacuated, he takes some stuff with him, and looks like they're about to evacuate the planet. Oh, by the way, the headman from the little village where Gar is from. Yeah, it's basically it's they explain their plan well to people, and it's then once they're stop them, take those king stuff, and then we see another guy wait, he's an imposter, and of course 2 kids yeah, he's louder, he's the real one, and it turns out this fake is actually the Prime Minister, and all hope is lost, and then this weird gate off the corner opens up, and he's and someone comes oh crap, not you! And it's the 4 Bug King. The one who died back in episode 25 of the series. They're what? He's back here? Oh yeah, he's back. Yeah. The Nasser crew. Yeah, he's back here for these last 3 episodes, which is shocking. It's basically they turn one of the sugar things on the side, and he just comes back here. Yeah. Yeah, and then of course basically the ship goes up, which is basically the palace, and then they crash, oh crap, they fail. And everybody shows up. And of course they're all fighting for a while because the King-Ohger get injured. The King Seals basically returns them. Yes. And then we'll lead to the very next episode where they get reinforcements from the land of the dead, where Devonica, making her first appearance since the movie, brings with her Jerome's mom, Karis, Lady Inoki, Himiko's parents. I think that was... Oh yeah, that was Boromir. Yeah, but he didn't die in prison. He died in a flashback. He got killed by Cormier, and it's a really cool moment. We have one point because Kurogi and Rita are injured, so their predecessors just take their swords and just morph into their ranger forms. I thought this was so cool, the fact that we actually have 2 previous rulers becoming King-Ohgers briefly. They'll morph along. I thought it was really interesting. These 2 kind of maybe knew each other at some point, and they fight along, which was so cool. We see Jerome once again reunited with his mom. First time it's episode 29, I think it was, last time she appeared. Yeah, it's been a while, because she's been dead for some time. Yes, and then she comes back here. Nephilia. Yeah. She comes back here for this one episode. It's awesome to see her back again. Yeah. So, first in episode 31 where she died again. Oh yeah, and also, the first king is here. Yeah, he comes back here for a one-off return. Yeah, and by the way, same actor. which I thought that was so cool. The fact that they brought him back here. And you know the weird thing is, he does not interact with Jerome. He just fights basically the Galactic King. Devonica, great to see her again. And of course, she last appeared in the movie, and then she returns here. The movie came out, I think, like a year prior to this one. That came out like a little over a year, so. And of course, also Himiko's parents are helping out the engine, which is also so cool. The fact that they decided to do that. Yeah, they come back here, and of course Jerome basically is woken up the fact he's basically just his mother's hugging him, and of course, and they file alongside. We see briefly like his predecessor just we see it briefly like in the background, and of course also the previous Bug King, he basically is fighting her. He basically fights him the last 3 episodes, which is so cool. The fact he does this. Yeah, and I thought it was so cool the fact he brought back the first king, which makes sense. I mean, he brought back Vinny, wanted back here, and we see her fighting, though she just disappears. We don't see her disappear, surprisingly, like everyone else does. And I thought it was so cool also that Boromir get a chance to fight alongside Doga. It's like, oh yeah, it's a King Twin Blades, one last time. Now, he's the only one, he's actually another one who didn't die in present day. Everyone that was brought back here, pretty much all that in flashbacks, like years from the events of the series. We see them, and of course, then eventually, the gate's closing, so everybody's returned. We don't see Jerome's mom disappearing. She's the one we don't see disappear. We see Boromir disappear. We see him disappear. We do kind of see Himiko's parents. We see them kind of disappear, but and those is really cool. So next in the episode 50. Basically, it's like, oh yeah, he's basically battling Jerome's fighting the Prime Minister, and then Regulus is fighting him, and it's like, oh yeah, I'm not the one you have to. Yeah, I'm not your final opponent. He is, and then here goes, he just drags him to the afterlife. So he's dead. He basically got beat up. Also, Godey's there and says, "Shush, be quiet. You're in the land of the dead." Yep. And of course, he offered the souls to basically make this transcendent god King-Ohger. And they kind of drag the Galactic King to his base, which is the big room he had since his debut. This thing is like a playground. I'm not sure what the heck this is. And they kind of force him to a wall. And the King-Ohger Zords are destroyed, more presumably. And then, of course, his little globe on top is basically smashed thanks to his room being destroyed. And then his true form, which is a tiny little thing, it's almost like he's got a big ego, like Eagle Planet, and it destroyed that, and his body disappears. Well, his suit that he had. And with that, the battle's over. All the bad guys are all dead, and of course they all celebrate. Oh, by the way, when all the battles going on, we actually see the Rangers all just relaxing. Whenever it's like doing all the fighting, relaxing, eating some food. I thought this was so funny. And of course, they're like, why are they eating now? There's a big battle going on there, and of course they're eating. I thought that was funny. That was an absolute funny moment. And then, of course, apparently, like, some time has passed by because everything is rebuilt. Regulus is certain time in prison for probably his previous crimes he committed. Though, of course, also his wife is there alongside. She's not technically a prisoner. She's basically just is taking care of him. I mean, technically, she didn't broke any laws. I mean, all she did was marry him. There's nothing legal about that. And she just is basically taking care of him. How long his prison is going to be, I don't know. But before they actually morph, before they had the big battle, we finally see Rito. He walks up without her face being covered. I'm like, and I think it was kind of dumb, the fact they had to cover up this actress's pretty face with this part of this coat that she wears. Yeah, so then of course basically they all kind of like joking, like, oh, they kind of shove him aside because he's kind of like the focus for earlier on in the series. And then of course basically like, well, Ever gets all the time to shine here, which that was so cool. I like the fact that Gareth's friends basically get a chance to do where they can't do any fighting. It's not fighters. They're just, well, they make food. And I gotta say, these last 3 episodes were just pure awesome at its finest. Absolute great way to end the series. Now, I have heard also there was call, like, apparently I read online, there was a call, there was demand by one of the actors in the show to do a director's cut of this finale. And after so much demand, apparently it's always like, yeah, we are going to go ahead and do this anyways. When it's going to release, I don't know. But love the fact they actually decided to do this particular, like, finale. Yeah, all bad guys are all gone. So apparently it is coming out. So the special actually came out. I haven't seen it yet. Yeah. I might watch the Director's Cut later on, but this series overall been really good. But we're not technically done with the series just yet. No. There is technically a special left, and a 3-part special, along with 2 movies and their special. I checked the runtime for these stuff. I'm like, okay, these things are not very long. I mean, the only thing long is probably the second team movie, but everything else is pretty reasonable. Yep. I'll probably watch them later. Probably do a review of them tomorrow, and maybe I might get a chance to watch. Probably either tomorrow or probably, I'm guessing Friday at this point, I get a chance to start watching Kamen O's. Yep. But all in all, King-Ohger is a great series. I do recommend it because it's got a great story. Everybody gets a time to shine here, which is so good. There's technically no bat-ring character in this whole series. Nope, not really. No, the previous Bug King, he was a standard villain. Yeah, but I like the fact everything was built up the course of the series. It's probably far the most well-written series, basically, I've seen, where it's got great rating from start to finish. Yep, so I'm ending here tonight because it's getting kind of late. I gotta get to work tomorrow, so I'll see you tomorrow, hopefully for Sentai, and also probably for Dr. Stone as well. Okay, see you. Bye.